So we just had a Team Weiss tournament.
Trios.
Yeah.
Threesome.
So Team Fat won with a rider deck.
The deck got the video.
Against my animals. They chose that.
It's content. That's not interesting.
You're right. Animal building.
Exactly.
We have videos of these decks already. We want a different deck.
This is new.
Yeah, you're right. We haven't had.
We've seen plenty of Fate already.
Okay, yeah, Fate, yeah.
No, but this is Rider. This is Rider.
This is new.
This is plot. Against plot.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what the saber?
You can't say this is a rider deck when he's like saber like blade. It's signed.
They don't have signed rider, okay? I had to make do.
Is that being recorded already?
It started. We can go whatever.
Why don't you catch all the trash talk?
I'll look at your
Okay,
Yeah, we can cut it.
Yeah, we'll go on. Let's go.
Okay, so this is the rider deck. It's from Fate Stay Night, and it all relies on this wonderful card.
You are missing about Fate Zero. Where is the Irisville? That's from Fate Zero.
It's conquest.
Wait, what?
You said some Fate Stay Night.
This is Fate. Okay,
Okay, well,
second.
this is Fate Hollow Ataraxia, okay? This is UPW, Fate Zero.
We know you still staying on. They're good there, but what about the zero?
Okay, yeah. Anyways, so this card is what makes the whole deck run. It's, this rider's older twin sisters, Sethno and Uralis. I probably mispronounced that. I tried.
I don't think you need to say the names.
Okay, well, they're an important card. Okay, so what this card does, with one copy, it gives all rider cards the effect they cannot be reversed by auto effects, so they can't be bombed by level 0, level 1, like any level of reversers, all the rider cards. And the rider cards also cannot side attack. And with two or more copies of this card on the field, all rider cards gain 1,000 per instance of this card. So with 2 copies out, all riders gain a global 2,000 power. So that makes this 1/0 6k rider that can't side attack 8k, and it makes this 1/1 vanilla rider 9k, and this 1/0 rider 7k. So they get pretty big for like vanillas, quote unquote. It's a wall deck. So most of this deck revolves around getting this card into my hand, because this card is off trait. It is not a master or servant card. It's God and twins or something. Yeah, so the only way I can get this, I cannot get this card with like the Artist Field Drop Searcher, which searches for master and servants only. So I have a number of ways to get the card. Sakura is one of my, it's probably the best one. It's, it has the Akatsuki or Azusa effect, sort of, but for green character cards. So this is fine. It doesn't rely on a trait. So on play, I discard a card and look up to the top 4 cards and add a green character card to my hand. I look for this.
Dude, nice deck box.
Oh yeah.
Nice deck.
Oh yeah.
I just have to.
Nice deck box from Comic Cat 89, I think. Yeah. This happens feel, guys. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
This card is a Clock Brainstormer. I think it also gets 1,000 power when I play a Climax, so that's useful, I guess. It's a pay 1, rest 2 Brainstorm, mill 4 for every Climax I mill. I get to choose, I think, a green character card, or some card. Or some card from my clock. I'm not sure. I only use it to get this card from my clock and then clock myself. So this card is a spammable Salvage Brainstorm. So on play, I get to look at the top card of my deck and move it to waiting room or leave it on top. And pay 1 Brainstorm for every Climax hit. I salvage any card, regardless of trade, so I can get the twins again, and I discard a card. These drop searchers are mostly for yellow fixing, so I can play my Saber finisher. It can also get me like some rider beaters if I need, or like a rider healer or the Lancer clock suicide if I need them. This promo card lets me pay 2 stock when the card is sent to waiting room, and I get to salvage any card. Again, I can get twins with that. So yeah, like anything. Yeah, as you can see, like most of my level 0 games relies on getting twins. And then last I have Waiver. It's on play. I could pay 2 stock to search for Command Seal, a 4,500 power event backup. And I could also clock bond for the 1/1 rider. So on play, I clock the top card of my deck, I clock, and then I get this card from waiting room. So yeah, that's 4, 8, 11, 13, 16 level 0s. Then at level 1 I have a lot of beaters and a lot of backups because this deck relies on getting these twins out in the back row and then getting some riders out in the front row to make a big wall. So this card is a 1/0 rider, 6,000 power. She can't side attack, but that doesn't matter because these twins already give her instances of she cannot side attack. So it's just 1/0, 6k vanilla. This is a 1/7k vanilla. This is a 1/0, 5k rider. It has a climax combo with this gold bar. On attack, if the climax is in play, I could send a character from my field to the waiting room, add any card from my clock to hand. Again, right, the twins. And I clock the top card of my deck. So yeah, another card that lets me get twins if they're stuck in clock for some reason at level 1 and I still don't have them. For backups, I run 2 vanilla backups, 1/0, 1,500 power. I run 2 1/1 backups. They give 1,500 power to the character in battle, and I could give an additional 1,000 power to servant card. So basically, any relevant card, like level 1 and above, yeah, they're all servants. So it's 1,500 power plus potential additional 1,000 power.
He's taking strategy. Put the weakest person after.
So that's 4, 3, 7, 9, 13 level 1s, mostly backups. At level 2, I run 2 of these event backups, Command Seal, 4,500 power to servants only. Again, like all my relevant cards that I'll be playing this card with are servants, so it's a 4,500 backup. Very good. I also run this Lancer card, 2/1. It's a nice tech. When this card is reversed, if the character I'm battling is higher than my opponent's level, I could send that. I think have my opponent heal, and then I send the character that's higher level than my opponent to clock. So this gets rid of some problem cards that these massive beaters cannot already get rid of. That's 3 cards at level 2, and then at level 3 I have 10 cards. Musashi. Oh, this is Saber, not Musashi. It has the Musashi effect. She gains 500 power for every other master or servant. So normally she's sitting at 10-5 because my back row is not master or servant. There'll be this card, but that doesn't matter because her second effect is if on a turn she's played, if her attack cancels, I melt the top card of my deck, and my opponent takes that card's level plus 1 in damage. So yeah, it's a pretty good finisher. This 3/2 rider is my healer. She can come out 1 level early at level 2 if I have 4 or more green cards on the field. So which normally happens, I'll have these 2 in back row, and then like maybe these 2 riders in my front row. I play her, and she heals, and then she'll be sitting at 11-5. So yeah, pretty good. And then last is my clock kick rider from Fate Zero. Oh, bye. She has a lot of effects. He gains 500 power for every one of my opponent's rested characters. On play, if when he reverses my opponent, I can pay 1 stock to clock kick. And he also has his third effect is during, I think, either player's encore step, I could pay 2 stock to send this card and another card to memory, and they come back onto my stage before my draw phase. So if this card or another card gets reversed, and it's really important, I can pay 2 stock and save that. So yeah, 10 level 3s. For Climaxes, I run 4 gold bars to Climax combo with this 1-0. Although I mostly just play it for the Climax because, it comes to hand and I get I normally don't want to. It's just the Climax that comes to hand easily, and I get to keep my stock clean and play 1v1s that let my riders get even bigger. And also because a lot of this deck costs a lot of stock, like the 1-1 backup and the 1-1 vanilla and the early play rider, I like to try 4 copies of this stock to help me generate some more stock. And then the game plan for this deck is I try to mulligan pretty aggressively for twins, so I discard like
your whole hand?
Not the whole hand. I'll keep I'll keep this card because it helps me get twins turn 1. I'll keep twins, of course. I'll probably discard the 1-1 rider because it lets me get I can get it back with waiver with the clock bond. And I pretty much discard everything else. Sometimes I'll keep 1-0 rider just because it's a good card. I'll discard backups. Discard maybe 1 Climax at most. Hopefully I don't draw like a full hand of Climaxes. That'll be bad. And then I try to get 2 copies of twins in my hand before level 1. With this card, the Sakura, and the Lancer Archer card. After that, I try to set up my hand by keeping these 1-0 and 1-1 riders, and maybe 1 or 2 backups, and command seal if I can. And then at level 1, I'll play 2 twins to give my riders the full buff, and I'll play preferably the 1-0 and 1-1 rider, not this one because it's 5,000 power or 7,000 with twins. I back up quite often with this deck because they're sitting at 8,000 and 9,000 power. So with backups they'll be 9,500 or 10,500, or with the paid cost of backup she'll be 10,500 or 11,500. So that's a lot of decks struggle at level 1 against this sheer amount of power, and then I play Climaxes every turn or whenever I can to push my opponents. And then I also try to keep a copy of this 3-2 rider so I can early play it because again this is essentially a mono green deck until I have Sabers at level 3. So I could get a heal off at level 2, which is nice. And then I set up my hand for my finishers, and hopefully I win from there. Yeah, and that's my deck.
Any weaknesses to this deck, or stuff?
The obvious weakness is when this card is all in waiting room and I can't do a spammable salvage brainstorm for it, or I don't get this card in hand.
Maybe I just hurts back row.
Yeah, that's the other thing that demolishes this deck. So there are several cards now that could kill could target back row characters. So there's the Capo Abyssal combo that kills off level 0 cards. Level 0. I wish it was cost 0. I can't kill Umi, that much I know. So it's level 0. So yeah, that the Hoppo Climax combo, that'll kill this off. There's a 1-1 Love Live event. What is it?
Finding the answer. 1-1, you cannot play it from hand, you don't have a music character on board. It's the same as a Sakugan or Shanga event, which requires a flame character on board. And you pick a cost 1 or lower character, you put his back row and send it to the living room.
Yeah, so that would be very bad because it's hard to get 3 copies of this card, and I really don't want to like hold on to 3 copies if my opponent is has those cards that can affect back row. So if I know my opponent has cards that can affect back row, normally I'll just not play back row. I'll like leave a brainstorm or like one of these brainstorms in the back row or something, and then just play like just play these riders and play Climaxes and hope I win with a vanilla deck. It's not fun when you don't get twins or your twins get killed off.
And then you have like barely any yellows. Is it hard to get the Saber outs at times, or?
No, because Saber is, but the only yellow card above level 0 is my Saber, which I run 4 copies of. So I only have to get level in my yellow in my level zone or clock by level 3. So I almost always have had like either a copy of Iris Field or if I'm more desperate, a copy of Saber into my level zone by level 2 or into my clock by level 2. So it hasn't been a problem for me so far, even though I only run 6 copies of yellow cards, 6 yellow cards. Yeah.
And that's what I asked, or?
Yeah.
Solid.
That's Rider. Good deck. Oh, it's very basic, just walls. Yeah.
Yeah, walls.
Okay.
Team wall. Team fat.
Team wall.
Team fat.
This card. So good.